It's Monday, the 2nd of June. Welcome to the PDB Afternoon Bulletin. I'm Mike Baker, your eyes and ears on the world stage. All right, let's get briefed. We'll start things off with the latest intel on Ukraine's drone blitz that took place deep inside Russian territory. We'll break down the details on how they struck at the heart of Russia's long-range air power. Later in the show, a terrorist attack in Boulder, Colorado, where a peaceful march for Israeli hostages was targeted with Molotov cocktails. We've got the latest on the attack and the suspect behind it. But first, today's afternoon spotlight. We've got an update on that Ukrainian drone operation that we told you about this morning on the PDB, the one some observers are now calling Russia's Pearl Harbor. According to Ukrainian officials, the audacious attack took out a number of Russian long-range bombers and key air assets, and we're learning more about how it all came about. The operation involved drones launched from modified shipping containers that were reportedly built or assembled inside Russia. Now, these disguised launchers were loaded onto trucks and quietly parked near Russian military airfields. Each container had a retractable false top, which opened remotely once in place. From there, small FPV drones armed with precision munitions took off, targeting Russia's strategic bomber fleet. In a particularly brazen twist, the drivers of those trucks were reportedly unaware of what they were carrying. In total, 117 drones were used in the operation, with each one individually piloted by a separate operator, highlighting, of course, the extraordinary scale and coordination involved. President Zelensky posted about the operation on X, revealing it took 18 months of planning. He also shared this little detail, quote, "What's most interesting, and this can now be stated publicly, is that the, quote, office of our operation on Russian territory was located directly next to FSB headquarters in one of their regions." The FSB is, of course, Russia's internal security agency. In other words, well, they reportedly, at least according to Zelensky, did it all right under the Russian noses. Ukraine's SBU, their security service, claimed responsibility for the operation and reported that 41 Russian aircraft were hit. Among them were Tu-95 and Tu-22M3 strategic bombers. Both are nuclear capable, as well as an A-50 early warning aircraft. Now, the SBU claims the strike disabled 34% of Russia's cruise missile bomber fleet and caused roughly $7 billion in damage. Now, those numbers have not been independently verified. In a post following the operation, the SBU declared, quote, "We will strike Russia at sea, in the air, and on the ground, and if needed, we'll get them from underground, too," end quote. Russia's defense ministry later confirmed that air bases across the country had been attacked, but insisted that all strikes were repelled, all fires extinguished, and no casualties reported. It also claimed that some of the attackers had been detained and referred to the strikes as terrorist attacks. Despite the weekend's activity, delegations from Russia and Ukraine still met in Istanbul, that must have been a cozy meeting, for a second round of peace talks today. Expectations were low and remain low, with both sides still far apart on any resolution. And by that I mean, well, don't expect any results. We'll have more on those talks in tomorrow's briefing. All right, coming up next, a peaceful march in solidarity with Israeli hostages is attacked by a terrorist with a flamethrower and Molotov cocktails, injuring several of the participants. I'll be right back. Hey, Mike Baker here. Well, let's talk about your personal finances and your hard-earned savings and how to protect them. Look, did you know that in the last 12 months, gold's value has jumped 30%? And central banks are buying gold in record amounts. Look, with the usual ups and downs in the stock market and general uncertainty over the global economy and trade wars, and don't forget those pesky BRICS nations pushing hard to replace the U.S. dollar as the global reserve currency, it's no wonder that thousands of Americans are turning to Birch Gold Group. Look, in times of uncertainty, gold can offer peace of mind. And Birch Gold makes it easy to convert your IRA or your 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. Or, like a lot of folks, you can buy gold to store at home. Just text PDB to the number 989-898, and Birch Gold will send you a free information kit on gold. There's no obligation, only useful information. With an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, take control of protecting your savings today. Again, text PDB to the number 989-898. Hey, Mike Baker here. Let me take just a very small bit of your time to talk about everyone's favorite subject. And of course, well, that would be weight loss. Now, you're going to think that what I'm about to describe involves weight loss injections, but that is not the case. These remarkable weight loss testimonials that I'm sharing with you now came from a doctor-formulated weight loss supplement called Lean, that's spelled L-E-A-N. Look, Patty said, just Patty, no last names here, "I've finally found a weight loss product that works. I wanted to lose 20 pounds, and Lean really curbs my appetite," end quote. And now Kelly... Maybe you know Kelly. Kelly said, "Amazing. I immediately noticed an energy boost and a healthy weight loss in weight. I would promote this product to anyone," end quote. Look, Lean was created by a doctor and university researcher to target the goals of GLP-1s, but without the injections. The studied ingredients in Lean are shown to lower blood sugar, radically reduce appetite, and burn fat by converting it into energy. If you're struggling to lose weight, then Lean is for you. Let's get you started with 20% off. Just use code PDB20 at takelean.com. That's code PDB20 at takelean.com. Again, takelean.com. Results vary. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA, and the product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease, and is not a substitute for care from a healthcare provider. Welcome back to the Afternoon Bulletin. The FBI is calling it a, quote, targeted terror attack in Boulder, Colorado, where a man wielding a makeshift flamethrower and incendiary devices and shouting "Free Palestine" attacked a pro-Israel demonstration. Authorities say the suspect, 45-year-old Mohammed Sabri Solomon, hurled Molotov cocktails into a crowd gathered on Pearl Street Mall. That's a popular pedestrian area just north of Denver. The crowd had assembled on Sunday for what's called Run for Their Lives, a weekly grassroots demonstration demanding the release of Israeli hostages held by Hamas in Gaza. The attack unfolded just as the event was winding down and as Jewish communities across the U.S. were marking the beginning of Shavuot, a two-day holiday commemorated with public readings of the Torah. A video captured by a bystander shows Solomon, the perpetrator, holding what appear to be containers in both hands, approaching the group as police close in with guns drawn. One witness in the video shouts, quote, "He's right there, he's throwing Molotov cocktails." Seconds later, Solomon was seen engulfed in flames after accidentally igniting himself with a makeshift device. He dropped what appeared to be a bulletproof vest and collapsed to the ground. Among the injured was a woman who caught fire and was doused with water by bystanders. The 8 victims, all adults ranging in age from 52 to 88, suffered injuries described as from minor to critical. As of this morning, no fatalities had been reported. Solomon was taken into custody at the scene without resistance. Well, that's because he had set himself on fire. He now faces a slew of charges, including first-degree murder with intent and deliberation, first-degree assault, and unlawful use of explosive devices. He was booked into the Boulder County Jail last night and is being held on a $10 million bond. Now, Fox News has also confirmed that Solomon is in the U.S. illegally. The Israeli government quickly condemned the attack. Prime Minister Netanyahu called it a, quote, vicious terror attack, targeting Jews for peacefully demonstrating in support of the hostages. A statement from the Prime Minister read, quote, "This attack was aimed against peaceful people who wish to express their solidarity with the hostages held by Hamas simply because they were Jews," end quote, adding that Netanyahu and his wife are praying for the wounded. U.S. officials echoed that sentiment. FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino posted on X that investigators were treating the incident as an act of, quote, ideologically motivated violence, citing preliminary evidence and witness testimony. The Department of Justice described the assault as a, quote, needless act of violence, which follows recent attacks against Jewish Americans. Now, this latest assault comes on the heels of other high-profile anti-Semitic attacks inside the U.S. Just last week, as we reported here on the PDB, a man shouting, quote, "Free Palestine," fatally shot 2 Israeli embassy staffers outside a Jewish museum in Washington. And federal authorities are now warning, once again, that the domestic threat environment against Jews and pro-Israeli groups remains dangerously volatile. And that, my friends, is the PDB Afternoon Bulletin for Monday, the 2nd of June. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out to me at pdb@thefirsttv.com. And to listen to the show ad-free, you can do that, you know. Just become a premium member of the President's Daily Brief by visiting pdbpremium.com. And, you know, if you ever find yourself with a bit of free time on your hands, use it wisely by checking out our YouTube channel at President's Daily Brief. I'm Mike Baker, and I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, stay informed, stay safe, stay cool. Hey, Mike Baker here. I want to take just a few seconds of your time to tell you about a great home fitness company, and that's Jacked Up Fitness. Now, Jacked Up Fitness makes amazing gym equipment for home use, and of course, that makes it easier than ever to be consistent with your strength training workouts. And of course, strength training is key to your overall fitness. Now, as an example, their all-new X Series. It elevates home fitness to a whole new level. Their Power Rack Pro X functional trainer lets you do hundreds of exercises from the comfort of your own home. I've got a Power Rack Pro at my house, and it is terrific. It features a completely upgraded cable crossover system with articulating pulley arms, giving you unlimited width combinations to hit every muscle group. And if you're new to strength training, well, don't worry. They offer a free Get Jacked Up program that has full-body video workouts. All you got to do is press play and follow along. It's really that simple. Look, take control of your fitness. Go to getjackedup.com and sign up for their free training program. And when you're ready to purchase your own Power Rack Pro X, just use my promo code BAKER, that's B-A-K-E-R, to save 10% at checkout. That's getjackedup.com.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and leave a comment, a really positive, nice, and kind comment. That would be appreciated. And if you're not already subscribed to our channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our daily updates.